Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, your boy Jake Paul's probably concussed right now, right? I didn't really say anything about the Anthony Joshua Jake Paul fight and stuff like that because that stuff is a little bit too silly, man. I also understood that there's no scenario where you're not going to say anything. When you're thinking about scripted or whatever, there's no scenario where you're going to say something good about either of the fighters. None. Like if Jake Paul went in there, what if he knocked Anthony Joshua out? People would have said scripted. If he did good against Anthony Joshua, people going to say Joshua carried him, right? Joshua goes and knocks the dude out real quick. Man, what is he doing there in the first place? Which, stuff like that. So I don't like to touch that one because I wasn't going to say nothing really positive. So just leave it alone and let that thing, run its course. And probably the best scenario happens so we can get Jake Paul up out of these, fighting real fighters like that. He's not ready for that, right? But that's no slight to him for trying to box and taking it serious, and working his way up and stuff like that. But he's not ready for no Anthony Joshua. So that was pretty much what's happening. Now, you guys know me. If I would have talked about Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, for those who know, been around for a year or two, what would I be focused on, right? And just answer that in your head. This guy that I come to every now and then, what would he be focused on? You know what? And it's just like the same thing I was focused on when Ryan Garcia, after his fight with Devin Haney, the next card that Ryan Garcia was on with Devin Haney, that Ryan Garcia, he was headlining. And Devin Haney was the co-main. An undisputed champion is co-main to a doped fighter, right, who just was doped and has never been champion. This is boxing. Out of principle, you don't put that guy in front of Devin Haney. I don't give a damn about no social media stuff. So the way things are today, you got stuff like that. And I think Jake Paul's name in front of Anthony Joshua's, I'm damn near boycotting that. Just because of that. Because, I'm watching boxing. Jake Paul is probably all this other stuff nowadays. He does stuff on social media. But as far as boxing, 12-1 with 7 KOs, losing to Tommy Fury, you're not supposed to be in front of Anthony Joshua in a boxing event, no matter what. And so we just keep catering to all these other things, that is happening. That, he's famous because of this. So Ryan Garcia is famous because of that. But you're fighting a decorated boxer, right? And so out of principle, whoever's doing the event, whoever's promoting, it's like, look, dude, yeah, some people are watching because of you, but I'm not going to put you in front of a boxer because this is a boxing event. If I put your name in front of it, it starts losing credibility. And it does with me. It's like Ryan Garcia, you guys are going to do that? You're going to put a doped guy just come off of suspension and all the other stuff he's did in front of a Devin Haney, who is someone who's in the boxing realm, who has become undisputed, the youngest in the history, and that they were trying to make him not be. They did everything to stand his way, but you're going to put this guy in front of him? So that's the kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff. Now, this ain't even what I want to talk about in this video. Right? Here's some other stuff. Like, Terrence Crawford has retired. Right? So what is Canelo Alvarez going to do right now? Right? Now, we just had something that went under the rug. It went under the rug. Now, worldwide, it probably didn't. But Canelo Alvarez's former manager or whatever, Eric Gomez, came out and said that we avoided slick black boxers. That should have been on mainstream, I'm talking about mainstream media in the news and everything, because we're talking about a guy who we're telling the world, this is number 1 pound for pound, top 5 perennial pound for pound guy. People saying that he's better than all these guys. We watched him avoid fighters like who I'm going to talk about, and David Benavidez. We watched him, right? But you guys kept saying how good he was, and his manager comes out, who is also Mexican, if I'm not mistaken, or definitely Latino, saying that we avoided these type of fighters. Now, most of us who are into boxing knows that happened when we know the names, but media allowed that to happen. Even the boxers wouldn't even come out and call that out. if their name wasn't Clarissa Shields, right? So the bottom line is that was ridiculous. Now, I know in Europe, they probably like, yeah, see, we know he was like that. Now, Canelo Alvarez, with Terence Crawford being retired, what is he going to do? Maybe he should want to scratch that itch that he should be having. And there enters Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade over there, haven't had a fight for a while, probably rusty. Canelo Alvarez, ain't nobody think you're that great. He just got beat by a little old Terence Crawford. Now, Canelo Alvarez versus Demetrius Andrade fight right now. No warm-ups, nothing, right? No warm-ups, nothing. Matter of fact, they can go back to May on Cinco de Mayo and challenge the David Benavidez and your boy, the cruiserweight, my man. Forget his name right now. Challenge them, Gonzalez. What's his name, man? I like him too. Ramirez, right? They can go up there and challenge them guys who's just taking over the damn date, right? They're taking over the Mexican holiday. Canelo Alvarez versus Demetrius Andrade, and there's history there, right? Canelo Alvarez was Demetrius Andrade's mandatory at 154. Didn't want to fight him. With Demetrius Andrade calling him out and calling him names. Canelo Alvarez in the middleweight division says he wants to become undisputed. And Demetrius Andrade has the WBO belt. Canelo has the other three. Demetrius Andrade and Canelo are at the same promotion company. They're at the same network at the Zone. Could have it. Demetrius Andrade is begging him to fight. They don't do it. Canelo doesn't want to do it. We know about the $40 million that was offered. Canelo was able to come out and not say anything positive about Demetrius Andrade, called him a horrible fighter. The whole boxing world and the boxers know that Demetrius Andrade is not a horrible fighter. Let him get away with that. Still, we're calling him better than Demetrius Andrade. Now, Eric Gomez has put him on blast and said, listen, you have been avoiding fighters exactly like Demetrius Andrade, right? Exactly. Now, the loss to Terence Crawford proves that. Terence Crawford is a smaller version of a Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is pretty much Canelo Alvarez's size, right? Been in his weight divisions the whole damn career. So therefore, right now, I think it would be a good idea for Canelo to say, you know something? I ain't never been avoided people like that. That was them. My promotion company and managers and stuff, they was doing that. They didn't tell me about that, right? Or something. That's he can lie like that. People gonna believe him anyway. And then fight Demetrius Andrade right now in the comeback fight. Demetrius Andrade, don't take a tune-up. Canelo, don't take a tune-up. Everybody's healed. And these guys fight. And I guarantee you it'll be a blockbuster. Everybody want to say, well, who has done this and who has done this? Ain't nobody think Canelo's that awesome no more. And if you guys, Demetrius Andrade's a horrible fighter who ain't been in the ring for a while. So it's a perfect fight, and it would rival Benavidez versus Ramirez, Gilberto Ramirez fight, Zordo, by the way. It will rival that fight, and they could take the Mexican holiday, Cinco de Mayo, back. Because let me explain something to you guys. Everybody wants to see Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade, right? Except for hardcore Canelo fans who are scared for him to fight Demetrius Andrade. But bottom line is, you guys now are in the minority. Most people want to see that fight. It could happen at 168 pounds. That's where everybody is right now. And that would be the awesome fight. And Canelo can steal back Cinco de Mayo and don't have to wait because he ain't getting Terence Crawford now. Earn a Terence Crawford fight. Canelo takes care of Demetrius Andrade and that'll happen, right? And then your boy Terence Crawford will come back out of retirement or something. But let's see that fight. I know you don't want to have it. I know you're going to be like, oh, man, this and that, and come up with excuses. That's the fight to have right now. No one wants to see him versus Berlanga, Munguia, all that stuff he's already fought, trying to fight everybody except Demetrius Andrade. No one wants to see that. That's the one that's, the itch. And let me tell you, Alexander Usyk is going to fight Deontay Wilder because that's something he's like, oh, that was a name there that people still might say something about. He's dangerous, right? Let me go get that. Canelo can do the same thing, right? That was a name there that people thought I was avoiding, right? He's obviously awesome. Let me go scratch that itch. What you think? Are you scared? Are you willing to have that fight? Ask yourself that. I'm telling you straight up, it would be a blockbuster and it would still back Cinco de Mayo. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. Pissed you off, huh? And I'm up out of here, y'all.